It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
They're well aware of what happened at UAB. We've got to play to a standard that's high for us, and hopefully it'll be good enough to win the game.
Visit their website at shoponrazorback.com with the largest selection of Razorback merchandise south of the North Pole. It doesn't get any more Razorback than the Stadium Shop.
Complete touchdown, Arkansas. Andrew Armstrong, 25 yards. How did he get that wide open?
Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
I got that wood.
Sawyer's, been in business since 1990, locally owned and operated.
I think there's pressure every week to play good football.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Brian, look what I won.
Wow, what'd you win that for?
For having the best pig in the competition.
Wait, you bred a pig?
Sure did. Most genetically perfect one in the contest.
Oink. Oh my God.
Yes, he's something, isn't he?
Are those fists?
Damn right. Show him, pig.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Arkansas Game Day is on the air. Colton Little, Zach Arns, broadcasting live from the Stadium Shop on Razorback Road. The sun is out, the grills are smoking, and we've got football coming up just down the street on Razorback Road. La Tech is in town. It's senior day. Colton, I don't know about you, but it has warmed up here in about the last 15, 20 minutes. It is going to be a beautiful, beautiful day for football here in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, overcast weather, about 60 degrees, maybe a tiny bit of wind chill just to get that fall. Maybe some leaves floating around in the, in the stadium a little bit. That's a good fall football day. I'm excited about it. Hopefully the Razorbacks can get that 6th win, get bowl eligible, and then hey, who knows what can happen after that.
Yeah, it's going to be, we're going to be here for about 2 hours. We're going to talk to Robert Mann coming up. He's got some things going on here at the Stadium Shop. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the rest of the league, the college football playoff. But we're going to focus today on Louisiana Tech and Arkansas. As I mentioned, it is senior day, and that's always a day that comes with its own set of distractions and other things. But, Colton, I don't know about you, but all week long we've sort of been looking at this game going, you win this one. Sam Pittman's back in 2025. You lose this one, I think everything is off the table, and we could be asking some questions after the ball game today.
Yeah, two roads diverge here in a Razorback wood, and Sam Pittman has to take the one that's less traveled by, and hopefully that's to rise above what is the average of 6-6 here for everybody, and maybe go off here and get this win today, and maybe find a way to win against a Missouri team that's had some struggles here down the stretch, and possibly get to maybe 7 wins, get you a better bowl game, and get to 8. And then I think that fans will probably have a little bit less of a problem with maybe Coach Pittman coming back. But you said it, if he drops the game today and they don't perform very well, I don't imagine that they would be able to continue with him at the helm of the Razorback football program. So obviously you're hoping that the Razorbacks don't have to make that decision, and it doesn't come down to that. There are pros and cons to both sides. If something goes horribly awry, you're the only big job open right now. So you're going to get the best and the brightest that want a chance to compete. But at the same time, if everybody's handcuffed here with all these restrictions, with revenue sharing and everything, there are worse options to have a holdover than Sam Pittman as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the game plays out. This is a team that I don't think is really that good in Louisiana Tech, and I think that Arkansas should be able to handle them physically and be able to overpower them and hopefully win the game. But we've also seen this Razorback team do the exact opposite of that at times. So I'm going to have my eyes glued to the action today and hope that it's at least interesting, to say the very least.
Novembers have been a struggle under Sam Pittman. They were struggling obviously under Chad Morris and going back further than that. And I agree with you. I think this is, there's no way you can drop this game. This is a bad Louisiana Tech team. They're 4-6 coming in. They scored 12 points last week against Western Kentucky. This is a game that on paper, if you look at it, Arkansas should blow right through La Tech, get the 6th win, get bowl eligible, turn your attention to Missouri. Look, 8 wins is still on the table. By any measure, this season has been an improvement over last year in 2023. My issue is the up and down nature with which this team plays. They play very poorly at home. They have games where they just don't look like they're interested in playing, but they go on the road and they play very, very well. I don't know that that's necessarily Sam Pittman's fault. I think there's some factors at work here, but I'm going to be very curious to see their engagement level. Look, it's senior day. This is last weekend the atmosphere was great. I was in the stadium up in Section 503. it was a terrific atmosphere for a good football game. This is a little different level of opponent. Is the excitement level there? Is the engagement level there? We've seen them, UAB, earlier in the season. They've just kind of muddled through this, struggled a little bit. Everybody gets frustrated, and you eke one out at the end. Can't do that this week. You've got Missouri next week. This is an opportunity, to get yourself bowl eligible, get those extra 15 practices that are so vitally important to teams like Arkansas, where you get that extra 2 or 3 weeks to go and get your young guys ready, get them some playing time. Going to be real curious to see how Taylon Green handles this. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about Taylon Green in the next segment. I've got some thoughts on him, and Derek and I in our show have talked about Taylon Green back into April, and we've done some scouting on him, and he's exactly what you think he is, or exactly what you thought he was. Malachi Singleton, I don't know that he's the answer. I don't know that the answer at the quarterback position is on your roster. What you're hoping is that as the season went along, Taylon Green would grow. I think he's regressed. Hopefully today, you sort of out-athlete Louisiana Tech, and you're able to eke this one out.
Yeah, the Razorbacks today, they kind of maybe need to take a play out of the Kirby Smart playbook, which is just to find motivation any way that you can and say that everybody is sliding you, even if they aren't. Obviously, the Razorbacks do have lots of naysayers that are talking about their performance this year. And like you said, Zach, it's obviously that, it is an improvement, on paper. And, for a fan's point of view, from viewing the offense is better, the defense has been more competitive. But at the same time, it's that same telltale trademark at Pittman teams, in which is that they had an inconsistent performance throughout the season. You start hot, you finish poorly. You start poor, you finish strong. It's not been the same every single year. And, this year it's been more kind of on the nose and difficult to handle because you've gotten your butt kicked at home with 2 very big games that if you would have had that atmosphere, if you would have played into that atmosphere that you talked about against the Texas game and had those atmospheres that you had, if you would have relied on that more and kept that same motivation, you would have had a much more competitive, outcomes in those games against LSU and Ole Miss. But here we are again, and you're kind of scrapping to just get a bowl win here in November. And like you said, Novembers are forgettable for the Razorbacks for the last several years. So they kind of have to just buckle up today and realize that, hey, this is the only chance that this is the best chance that we have today to get to a bowl game, to extend our season, to make all that effort that we put in June and July and August and all that sweat worthwhile. So people don't just automatically shift to basketball. We want to give them something to, look forward to going into the season. And on Taylon Green, I know we'll get into him, but he was a project coming in, and I think that people got a little anticipatory anticipatory with the nostalgia of the Magic Petrino quarterback machine, and they kind of thought that was going to be the same thing, that it would just take a couple weeks, he'd be right back in rhythm, it'd look like 15 slinging the ball all over the place. And people don't remember that it took Ryan Mallett a long time to get to the point that he was at his peak here at the University of Arkansas too. I'm not saying that those two are equivalent or comparable in anything other than size at this point, because I think, to your point, Zach, him regressing, we'll get into this, but he's certainly not improved as much as I thought he would, and he kind of has to. But today against Louisiana Tech, he's looked like a Heisman against these type of teams, so who knows?
Yeah, I think the UAPB game spoiled us a little bit.
Oh.
We saw him sort of. Arkansas just out-athleted UAPB. I think you're in the same situation today. This is a really bad Louisiana Tech team. I've unfortunately watched a number of La Tech games this year. They're bad on offense. They're okay on defense, but you mentioned Bobby Petrino, and this is just one of those situations, man, where maybe the legend is greater than what the reality is. His offense is different. It's complicated. It takes a while for quarterbacks to learn it, maybe a year. I've talked to Casey Dick about this a couple of times. It takes a while for people to get comfortable in that offense. Taylon Green is not Lamar Jackson, so we need to stop those comparisons today. Last week, I thought the game plan was a little tough, especially against that front four. It all goes back to the offensive line. They've got to get better. But I think overall today, I don't think there's a lot to worry about. This is a game that's played between the ears. I think Sam Pittman said it earlier in the week. He said, look, we've got to be in a situation where we're focused on ourselves. And I think that's accurate. La Tech, you can handle that. You're going to know your schemes and all that kind of stuff. But this is a game where you're better than they are, and you should take care of business unless you decided, early in the week that we just weren't engaged, and that's scary if you're an Arkansas fan, because it's happened before. I had somebody mention to me this morning as I was coming in here that this game has Liberty vibes. Liberty was a top 20 team that year. This
very different.
La Tech team is not Liberty. Very, very, very different set of circumstances. And you had a quality head coach at Liberty. This is totally different. What you do need today is to focus. I don't know that it's going to be a sellout. I don't think you're going to have 72,000 in there. It's probably going to be closer to 50. But from the player's standpoint, senior day, deal with that distraction, focus on La Tech. Everything should be just fine.
Yeah, and I think the biggest the biggest thing that we see about the Razorbacks losing focus is obviously the things that have cost them the games in every game they've been in this season, which is turnovers. And so that's the biggest, example of them losing focus is Talon throwing the ball into triple coverage, or Rowan letting it slip through his hands, or Dominion not tucking the ball away when he's loose, or CJ Brown not tucking the ball away. It's things like that. It's discipline, and it's the short-sightedness to not be able to take care of the most precious thing out there, which is the football. And like you said, Zach, it all comes back to the focus. I think we've seen maybe some of these issues with the basketball team is that it looks like there's some highlight play type things going on where we're focused on me as opposed to we occasionally. And I think that Bobby Petrino's offense is about spreading that wealth and also feeding the studs in the same way. And there's kind of a disconnect there where yes, we don't have the same type of, maybe offensive lineman that we'd like to see to be able to work in that system. And maybe Talon doesn't have the necessary experience to go through progressions that Bobby needs in his offense to be able to keep moving forward. But the Razorbacks offensively and defensively have just been inconsistent throughout the whole year. And so for them to show focus today, go out there, no turnovers, play a clean game, dominate the line of scrimmage, really just give the fans that do decide to show up today and take in football against a lesser opponent for a mediocre team at this point in the season, you got to give them a show. And you got to give them something to hang their hat on, to have spent their money wisely for.
Colton, we are broadcasting at the Stadium Shop on Razorback Road, just down the street from the Razorback Stadium. Parking is available. Look, if you're trying to get in and out of here in a timely fashion, don't want to get caught in the traffic, this is the place to come. We'll talk to Robert about that in just a little bit. We'll be here till noon. It is Arkansas game day. Colton and I will lead you right up to the Learfield broadcast and get you set for the Razorbacks and the Bulldogs. We're going to take a break. On the other side, we're going to talk about Talon Green and this offense and where do we go after last week's 10-point performance. We'll have that coming up. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville and by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyer's has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyer's and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyer's, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
This is Arkansas Game Day. ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Big C, Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 I-540 in Fort Smith. The pre-Thanksgiving Black Friday sale going on again today. Tomorrow is the last day. You guys are open until 6 p.m. tonight. They've got all day to come by here, check out the vehicles. A lot of vehicles to choose from. Brent, tell us about, we got state sales tax. What else we got going on?
Yeah, like you said, we've got as low as 0% interest on new ones. State sales tax paid on over 300 pre-owned vehicles on the lot. And probably about 400 vehicles to choose from. So if you're in the market, if you have bad credit, good credit, come by, see us. We'll take care of you. We've got 15 salespeople that are here ready to make a deal for you guys.
Come see Brent right now here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. They always give you more for your trade as well if you're looking to do that.
Hanging with Danny Cobb at American Welding Laboratories. Danny, tell us about the school.
Well, Tommy, we're going on 3 years in operation. We teach all aspects of welding, from stick welding all the way to combination pipe.
So how's the job market these days?
Job market's wide open, whether you want to stay local or hit the road. As a licensed institution, we have access to many grants, including the GI Bill now.
Great. How do we get started?
Come by 4400 South 16th, take a tour, talk to our instructors.
It's American Welding Laboratories. Find out more at theweldinglab.com.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you stuck in a paper jam of printer prices? Paper cuts from budget cuts? Don't throw in the towel. Call Dixie Digital Imaging and dive into our new and used inventory blowout. We're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Xerox, Brother, and Epson printers and multifunction devices. Gently used or brand new models that are tired of being in our warehouse. Don't miss out on these deals. Call 479-783-6600 for more details. Quantities and availability are limited. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names. And tractors that weigh more, do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
It's the Christmas open house with a big 2-day sale at the Solid Rock. Friday and Saturday, the 22nd and 23rd. Enjoy the festive Christmas atmosphere and enjoy savings throughout the store. Select Caruso shirts for $12, women's devotionals for less than $8, and brand new personalized jewelry. Tons of door prizes and sales, and traditional wassail will be served. Come kick off the Christmas season at the Solid Rock. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th and Fort Smith, the Solid Rock, serving the River Valley for over 48 years.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day.
Yours to throw from the gun. Pressure coming, and they get him back at the 42-yard line. How about Brad Spence?
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day, 5 hours before kickoff.
It's a big deal to the state.
It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
It means something to the team. I mean, that'd be 4 out of 5, and it'd be a lot better than not.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Welcome to the Pigskin.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
We're broadcasting live. We're at Stadium Shop. I am sitting right in front of the door on Razorback Road, just down the street from Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium, getting ready for Louisiana Tech and Arkansas in a couple of hours. Colton and I are going to take you right up to the Learfield pregame, where we'll hand it off, and Colton and I are going to go watch the game somewhere. Colton, what's your plan this afternoon? You going to go kick your feet up?
Be in the press box today, actually, for my very first time.
Oh, really? Okay, so you're on your way up.
Yeah, I'll be on my way up right after this. Going to make sure everything fires off here. Try my best to, brush my teeth, make sure I smell good, everything like that. Put on the best face, and do my best to try and not look lost.
That's the key to being in the press box, is to not look lost. Hey, if you want to join the conversation, it's 877-377-6963. You can call or text that number. You got questions, comments. Colton and I will be happy to read and or listen to you. Ryan in Prairie Grove has called in. Ryan, what are you doing up this early, my man?
Well, I'm actually in Hot Springs. I actually just got off the deer stand. I want to hunt a little longer, but doing Thanksgiving at my dad's here in a little bit, so I had to get down and get ready to go do that. But before I get into my topic, I want to tell you we got a mutual friend of ours. My brother-in-law actually played on the defensive line for Springdale, which would have been, trying to think, it was the last year that they beat Harbor. From this year? It would have been, I'm guessing, right around 2018. His name is
yes,
Nathan
indeed.
Burkett. Do I know?
Ah, yes, Nathan, my man. Love that dude. Number 40.
Do I now?
Number 40. Love that dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He it was kind of funny. He had come down on vacation fishing with me, and we were headed to go do some fishing. You and Derek were on the show, or had your show going. He goes, "Hey, that's Zach." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I didn't know he had a show." But anyway, that's been a few years ago. But anyway, the reason why I called is to, overall, I've been pleased with Talon. Obviously, his stuff could have been better this year, but you're talking about a quarterback in a Petrino system that, you've seen quarterbacks struggle with, and I feel like overall he's had a little bit of bad luck, but overall I think his decision making has gotten better and better as the season went along, and if we can get that 6th win, I really hope he comes back next year, and I think you're going to see what he can do with an actual full year of work with Petrino. And I don't think that gets talked about enough. Is he has not been a full year of Petrino system either. He got in here right around January, and season starts in late August, early September. So you're talking about not a full year of Petrino system.
Ryan, appreciate the call. Colton, I'll let you you take that one first. I've got some strong thoughts on Talon Green.
So I can see why there's positivity because you have obviously the intangibles. You've got a really tall, long frame quarterback. We've seen his athletic ability, but there's some mechanical things that I think stand out from a quarterback standpoint that obviously Matt Jones and quarterbacks be able to really definitively tell you. But it looks like there's some sort of hitch between his footwork and his arms. There's a little bit of a miscommunication, and that is kind of amplified by the fact that he's not a comfortable decision maker. And it's unfortunate, but it's also something that Razorback fans are probably accustomed to. We've seen a quarterback with uber athletic ability be able to evade tackles and rush and then have the processing ability of a computer from 1940. So it's not like we're not accustomed to this, but you do see Talon, you do see the intangibles, and you do trust that Petrino has developed quarterbacks in the past. So I see where Ryan is coming from, but at the same time, you really can't make a guy make decisions quicker or better. That's something that he has to be able to do on his own. And as a quarterback, that's one of the things that, helps you make money, is be able to make quick decisions and make them efficiently. Quinn Ewers is probably not going to have, NFL All-Pro Hall of Famer career. He very well might, but he's a very successful college quarterback because he makes extremely fast decisions. And they highlighted that during the game last week. He got God knows how many passing yards and converted first downs just from taking checkdowns. And I think that Talon's kind of always looking to use his athletic ability more than he is to do the checkdowns, and also to, glue in and key in on Andrew Armstrong when the game is on the line. And props to Andrew Armstrong. He's really an NFL-ready wide receiver, but I think that Talon has kind of limited himself mentally to the capability that his athletic ability possesses.
Well, we have some breaking news here. Tusk has arrived. Tusk just drove right by on Razorback Road. So half of the pregame has arrived. We'll wait for the cheerleaders to roll by here just a little bit. Here's the thing with Talon Green, and I watched 144 throws over the summer, and I looked at his PFF grades, and his PFF grades certainly bore out what I saw on his film, which is he's not a very accurate deep ball thrower. I think we all understand that. His best throws are slants, bubbles. Get the ball out of his hands quick. Now go flashback to last week against Texas. Long developing crossing routes. Having to sit in the pocket and read the field. That's not what he does best. He's been hit a lot, and you can see it now. He's jumpy in the pocket. The second he sees an opposite color jersey, the ball comes down, his eyes go down, he's looking to get out of there, and he always tries to bounce. Instead of climbing the pocket and finding room up the middle, he'll try and bounce it to the outside. Now look, his entire career, he's been the best athlete on the field, and he's been able to outrun guys. You're not going to do that against Texas. You're not going to do that against the Ole Misses. You're not going to be able to do that against top teams. This week against La Tech, he should be able to do that. It should look like the guy that we thought we were getting back. When we saw him running for 50-yard touchdowns against UAPB. We think. I think he's got a long way to go as far as reading defenses. He's regressed to me from where he was as the Mountain West Conference Championship MVP last year. He's got a long way to go. But the good news is you've got a guy, supposedly in the quarterback room who is supposed to be able to tutor quarterbacks. So I agree with you. Another year in the system is probably going to be beneficial if he's here. I mean, we live in the transfer portal era. There's no guarantee that Taylor Green's going to be here next year. I think it would serve him well, but we'll see what happens there. His receivers have also got to get open.
They do.
And that's another issue that's one of those hidden things that you don't see during a game unless you're watching an all-22 cam. His receivers, they struggle winning one-on-ones. They struggle getting off the line of scrimmage against press coverage. My God, will somebody throw the ball to Luke Haas, or I'm going to sue somebody. I don't understand how you can have your best offensive weapon, which is a big-bodied tight end in the middle of the field, and you don't use him. He had 19 catches going into last week. I don't think he caught a ball against Texas if I'm counting. I don't understand why he isn't a bigger part of the offense. And I'm sure there's a reason, and somebody's going to have to explain it to me. But I just simply don't understand how you cannot have Luke Haas as part of your offense. And a good running game will help him out. Offensive line's got to get itself sorted out. That's probably number one on their list in the offseason. So they got to find some tackles, man. You can't have a turnstile at right tackle. You just simply can't do it.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to join the show, it's 877-367-6963. You can call or text. Colton and I are here till the Learfield pregame starts at noon. We are at the Stadium Shop right down the road from Razorback Stadium. Just saw Tusk go by. The team should come by here in just a few minutes. Have you ever seen the motorcade when the team goes by?
It is the presidents in town.
It really is. It really, really is. There's a lot of pomp and circumstance that goes with the motorcade, but that will be going on later on. Hey, just a reminder, afterwards, you're not doing postgame with me, correct? It's Christian?
No. Yeah.
Okay, so Wes from Springdale wanted to know if we were doing the postgame AA meeting. Yes, I will be doing that from my living room. Christian will be in our Barling studios, so we'll talk about that. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk about the SEC. We're going to talk about some college football playoff stuff because I have some thoughts on the number 6 team in the country and some other things. We'll talk about that. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville and by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Big C coming to you again from Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 I-540 Fort Smith. I'm here with Chad. Chad, it's another great day for people to save some money on a vehicle. Your used inventory is enormous. People need to come see it for themselves.
We always have a ton to choose from out here. We try to keep everything stocked, cars, vans, trucks, SUVs, whatever it is. And today we're doing state sales tax paid on all of our pre-owned inventory, so it's a great chance for somebody to come out if they've been waiting for a reason. The reason is now. We're taking care of your state sales tax for you on all the pre-owned vehicles. Got some great APRs on my new vehicles and some incentives. These vehicles are priced to move, so don't miss out.
Come see Chad right now. The pre-Thanksgiving Black Friday sale tomorrow is the last day. They're open until 6 p.m. tonight, 12 to 5 tomorrow. Come see them.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroof, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyer's has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyer's and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyer's, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. The merger of two good companies brings together strengths to make one great company. Regerson is now Sharp Equipment. Even though it will no longer have Joe, Jesse, or Sheila as they go off on another adventure, the foundation they have laid is now a strong asset along with Sharp Equipment to complement its offerings to their great customers. Sharp Equipment would like to thank the Taylors and look forward to continuing to serve the River Valley and beyond. Stop in at 5608 Wheeler Avenue and see what all Sharp Equipment has to offer.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey and Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey and Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit kevinhickeylaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey and Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Jason Hill in Greenwood or Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day.
Green gives to Jackson coming right side. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff.
It's a big deal to the state.
It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Stoyers, everything for outside the house. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
I think there's pressure every week to play good football. I still believe we have a really good football team, and if we play up to our standards, we can play with anybody in the country.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
We're broadcasting live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback, just down the street from Reynolds. Razorback Stadium, getting ready for Louisiana Tech and Arkansas. Kickoff is set for 3 o'clock. It's an ESPN plus SEC plus game, but of course you can hear it right here on ESPN Arkansas beginning at noon with the pregame show. That'll follow us in about 90 minutes. He's Colton Little. I'm Zach Arns. Glad to have you along here on Arkansas Game Day. If you want to join the show, it's 877-377-6963. You can call, you can text. And Colton, we've got some games around the Southeastern Conference, none of which, well, maybe one, are interesting, and that would be the Vanderbilt-LSU game, because we could finally put the nail in the coffin of LSU and Brian Kelly. I think that would be hilarious. But other than that, it's a really light schedule. Some very bad games. We've got Massachusetts going to Georgia. We've got a few league games here and there. One to keep an eye on, and I don't know how you feel about this, but Kentucky at Texas. Kentucky has made some people's lives miserable. And Texas, and I've said this all week long, Texas, their offense is gimmicky. If you've got guys that can lock up their receivers, if you've got defensive backs that can cover, you can beat Texas. They rely on deception and misdirection. They can't line up and just move you off the football. Arkansas proved that last week. I am all about Kentucky keeping that thing closer than it should be. But other than that, I think everything will go chalk this week. But that Vanderbilt-LSU game, Clark Lee, former Brian Kelly defensive coordinator, didn't want to go to LSU with him. Stayed at Vanderbilt, going to go into Baton Rouge later tonight and hopefully get a win. I'm fully pulling for Vandy. I think this would be great if they could pull this off.
I think the country, everybody, every family in the entire country is probably pulling for Vanderbilt tonight, just because Brian Kelly, he's just, I know you have personal feelings about him, as
yes, I do.
You should, as you should. That Texas and Kentucky game, I think you're right. Kentucky's defense has they played spoiler to Ole Miss early on in the season. They really gave Georgia a tough test as well. And I think that they've had kind of some similar problems that Arkansas has had this year, which their offense has been putrid at times, and sometimes it's been competitive. I think that if Kentucky wants to have a chance today, like you said, they have to continue to lock up Texas's receivers, and then maybe you have to take advantage as well, force those turnovers and score points off of them. One that I'm kind of interested in is Ole Miss going to the Swamp. So Florida, early on in the season, beginning of October, Billy Napier was as good as fired, and he sort of gained a couple here and there, won all the games he was supposed to, maybe a few that he wasn't, and he's got Florida back to a respectable position. And I think that going into the Swamp is very difficult. Arkansas only got his first win there last season, and they've been in the SEC and played there, how many times? 5 or 6, 7 times before that. So it's not an easy place to play, and I think that Ole Miss is prone to make some mistakes, but also they're really hot right now, and Jackson Dart looks very, very good. They're getting Trey Harris back, so their offense should be running full tilt. I'm interested to see if maybe the environment plays any sort of factor there in Gainesville tonight, but that's also one to look at. And then Alabama at Oklahoma, early on in the season, we would have thought maybe this will be one to keep your eye on, and then Oklahoma. God bless them.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, you talk about the Florida game. Arkansas fans, if you think your team's schizophrenic, let me introduce you to Florida. You talk about a team that's up and down and up and down. I like Billy Napier, and, he got the dreaded vote of confidence from his AD earlier this year, but it's more tied to DJ Lagway, their quarterback, saying that he would get up and leave if Napier left. So I think Florida's going to be in it for a minute, but Ole Miss, what we're starting to see are teams like Ole Miss that believe they're on the outside looking in, playing with a purpose. And it does, their style points matter at this time of the year, and you got to go in and blow somebody out. And if you can do it to a league opponent at their place, that's a huge vote of confidence for Ole Miss going in and just, if you can blow out Florida, blow them out 100%. There's you talk about that Alabama-Oklahoma game. Here's the thing. I don't think Alabama's as good as – this isn't a vintage Nick Saban Alabama team. This is a very pedestrian, by their standards, Alabama team. That's a game that, Alabama can't mess around in that one. You got to get that one over quick, get out of there, because you've got bigger fish to fry later in the year. I'll give you another one that I think is going to be a little bit more difficult than people think. I don't think very highly of Texas A&M. I think A&M is – I think they've been doing it with smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Look, I like Mike Elko. I think he's one of the best defensive minds in the sport, and they've got the dudes to go do it on defense. Hugh Freeze, this feels like one of those Hugh Freeze games where he's got his he's in the corner and he needs this one, and they're at home on national television, and A&M screws around and messes up and then beats Texas. That would be the ultimate justice. But keep an eye on that one. It's a 2.5-point spread, and I trust Vegas. They didn't build that thing because they kept losing. They think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be close. I think Auburn could outright win that game, and if they do, man. Texas better be on the lookout next week because A&M will be pissed off. But the Vanderbilt-LSU game, to me, is the most interesting game in the league this week. I would love to see Clark Lee, who I really, really like.
Me
I like
too.
Clark Lee
Yeah.
a lot. For him to go down and beat Brian Kelly and put that team out of its misery, I think that would be the highlight of my weekend, other than a victory at Yankee Stadium today for my beloved Fighting Irish.
That'd be great for just the Vanderbilt program as well, to go and get a second win against another marquee program in the SEC. They would really turn a tide for that program. And you've always I think we've all kind of felt for Vanderbilt in a way of like, Vanderbilt, those poor guys, we beat up on them since they've been in the league for so long. But it's good to see them have a little bit of success this year. And like you said, Clark Lee is a really likable guy. So I don't know how much he actually learned from Brian Kelly during that time. But speaking about that Auburn and A&M game, man, this really is a good spot for A&M to slip up. And like you said, Hugh Freeze, he kind of he's got that cornered rat type of vibes where you never know what he's going to do. And playing at home, Auburn, they're ridiculous. You never know what they're going to be doing from one season to the next, one game to the next, in terms of how they feel about their coach. So Hugh Freeze is probably on edge right now, and he knows that this is a very important game. And what you said about A&M with the smoke and mirrors thing, I certainly agree with that, because they ended up sticking with Marcel Reed, who throughout the duration of this season, from the flashes that I've watched of A&M, is not as good of a passer as Connor Wegman, but the threat of him to run is extremely dangerous, and it's better than what Wegman can do with his arm, which is something that's it brings a weird dynamic into A&M, because obviously they ran the ball down Arkansas's throat and made them like it down there at the end of the game in Arlington. And so if they continue to do that for the rest of the season, that's good, but that's not the most sustainable thing in the SEC. And I know that eventually they're going to run into some problems, and this looks like a good spot to do it. Elko, I don't know if you heard his clip from earlier this week. I don't think he's very focused on Auburn at all. That's
It's a slip. We've all done it.
We've
but
done
what,
it,
but most of us don't have a microphone in front of our face when it happens. A fun fact about Brian Kelly: his last three defensive coordinators when he was at Notre Dame were Mike Elko, Clark Lee, Marcus Freeman. I mean, that's not bad. The guy has an eye for talent. He's just a pain in the ass to work for. So we'll all be on the Vanderbilt wagon tonight. That game starts at 6:45. It's at LSU, and all the things that come with the corn dogs in Baton Rouge. I forget what's the line on that one. I think it's LSU minus 9.5. I would jump all over that. Yeah. Clark Lee's got something cooked up for them. I feel it.
And LSU they're broken right now. They just don't offensively. They look extreme. They look far more inept than they did when they came in here and waxed us. I mean, Nussmeier at that point, I thought he's playing himself into potential or really good draft status, and then since then, nothing.
The big game of the day is going to take place in Columbus, Ohio, where the Indiana Hoosiers, the 5th-ranked Indiana Hoosiers, are going to play Ohio State. I personally think Ohio State's the best team in the country, and I don't think it's particularly close. I think if Indiana gets blown out, they don't belong in the playoff. I think they've another team that's done it with smoke and mirrors. Their biggest win of the year is a 5-point win over a bad Michigan team. Where do you think this one's going?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to lean obviously towards you as well, and I think that Ohio State is definitely one of the best teams in the country. They'll be in the discussion when it's all said and done for the last 4 or so teams standing through the playoff. Undoubtedly, but with Indiana, we talk so much about this sole strength of schedule and how much that matters, and I think this is going to be a big testament to that today. Is Indiana's probably going to go in there and get absolutely waxed because they haven't played anybody yet. It's unfortunate that to your statement of the thing that's going to knock them out of the 12. You're probably right, which is very unfortunate because there is still a lot of other Big Ten teams in that top 12 and in that playoff contention, as well as SEC teams. But you know how it is with those two. They have lobbied and bureaucrated and got their way basically and forced all those teams into the playoff, which is absolutely fine. But at the same time, if Indiana goes the rest of the season and only loses just that one game, I think that they would deserve a spot over a team like an Alabama team an Alabama team that might have 3 losses, which I'm sure the SEC will try and justify to squeeze in somehow, some way. Or a Tennessee team as well, or a Georgia team that might have an extra loss on their schedule or something like that. I think that the name brands are gonna unfortunately trump what the schedule and what the record says at the end of the year, but there are still opportunity for Indiana to stay within that top 12. You're hoping for maybe Miami, another SEC team, to slip up. Maybe Boise State just loses hold of the rope and you can kind of crawl down the ladder a little bit. But I'm really not thinking. I think that the run for Cignetti this year is kind of going to end at a nice, comfortable bowl game with double-digit wins and the best season Indiana's had in a long time. So you can't really hang your head about that. But like you said about Ohio State, their loss at Oregon was, I think, purely because they were playing at Oregon. So I'd like to see that game again one more time.
They'll see Oregon again.
Yeah, and I think
when they get Oregon again, it won't be close.
Yeah, I think those two teams didn't quite have the best go of it the first time around. But today, like you said, Indiana, that's the biggest game. It'd be interesting to see if it's competitive for even a little bit. But I think Ohio State will probably run away with it later on. They just got, when you see, just watch the line of scrimmage, I think, and we'll be able to tell how the game goes from the first couple of snaps. It's Ohio State offensive line and Indiana defensive lines are going to look very different.
That game starts in about 18 minutes. We are live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. We're going to talk to my guy, Robert Mann. Robert and I have been friends for 30 years. I know a lot of dirt on Robert, and for $5, I will be happy to share it with you. We're going to talk to him on the other side of the break. You're listening to Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
And by
Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Arkansas Game Day. ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Big C again coming to you from Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11, I-540 in Fort Smith. Man, I tell you what, Thanksgiving and the holidays coming up. If you're looking to save some money, the pre-Thanksgiving Black Friday sale going on right now at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. You can save hundreds and maybe thousands on state sales tax. Vehicles on the lot as low as $5,995. No payments for 90 days. They've got the best selection of new Buicks and GMCs if you're wanting to go that route. And make sure you check out the rebates and special financing that they are offering. Of course, you can go to harryrobinson.com and check it out online. But get by here, test drive these vehicles. If you're looking to trade, they always give you more for your trade. It's the pre-Thanksgiving Black Friday sale going on now through tomorrow.
Are holidays stressful for you? Hey, Ty Richardson for the Whippoorwill. The Newmeyers would love to take care of some of that stress by providing you an awesome Thanksgiving dinner. Call the Whippoorwill at 479-769-2095 for the best Thanksgiving catering you've ever had. Smoked turkey breast, dressing, mashed potatoes, and turkey gravy with all the fixins. The Newmeyers' newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, taking care of your holiday this year.
Seems Thanksgiving Day is upon us.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Even though the holidays are almost here, there is still time to get results for your body with a personal trainer right here in the River Valley from Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill. Your choice for the results you want. Black Friday buy one, get one personal training specials. And new members get the rest of the year for free. Even more Black Friday specials to choose from. Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill on 71 North. Ask about our giveaway from our partner, First Form and Vortex Optics. Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill, ready to help you train for the body you deserve. Anytime Fitness, Rye Hill.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Herod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook where you can check out their work.
At Our Best Bank, we believe in the power of community. That's why we recognize, serve, and support communities of all kinds. From small towns to big cities, business startups to large companies, young families to seniors, and those with shared backgrounds and interests. We value your contributions and are proud to work alongside you because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank. We believe.
Waldron Wave Rural Connect. Internet is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you. This covers areas around Waldron, Bates, Winfield, Y-City, and more. Check out your address online today. The best whole home solution of internet and phone, all from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day. It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Down the seam, got a man, complete, 10-5, touchdown Arkansas, Luke has. Zone read, give to Jackson at the goal line, touchdown Arkansas. Green gonna throw off play action, got a man open down around the goal line, complete, touchdown Arkansas.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Arkansas Game Day.
We're broadcasting live at the Stadium Shop in Fayetteville, just down the street from Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. The man, the proprietor, is that what I can call you?
Sure.
Robert Mann from the Stadium Shop. You hear him on his commercial. He's got a new one coming out Monday. Excited about that. Feel like I'm doing a record release. The kids call it a drop.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That like the Bachman Turner intro music.
Oh, yeah. Now, Colt, you may not know this, but Robert, he plays the axe, and unless you play the axe, you do not know guitar.
No, that's not what I said. What I said was it's like a cook, a chef in the kitchen. You can say whether it's good or bad, but you can't tell him what he's doing.
No, I agree,
anyway.
Robert. I agree. I like guitarists. I'm a big fan of all of them. Joe Bonamassa especially.
Well, we've already had somebody in here today telling me that Joe Bonamassa does suck, and I'm like, no, he does in fact not suck. That's why he's making millions and millions of dollars, and I'm not, because he is really good, and I am not.
Well, if you would like to come by and tell Robert that Joe Bonamassa sucks, he's sitting right here, and we can do that all day. Now,
and I'm easy to find in this
in
vest.
the bright yellow vest. Now, Robert, two things that the biggest thing I think for if you're coming to the game, you've got parking spots available.
We do.
This is the easiest way to get in and out of here.
It absolutely is.
I did it last weekend. Getting in is easy. We're right next to Baum Stadium, and getting out to the interstate is super easy.
Yep, and just be nice to my guys. All they're trying to do is find out if you're parking or if you're shopping, so that nobody gets run over down here. So be nice to the guys.
They're extremely friendly,
Yeah,
and they work.
they're trying
with
to
you.
be.
Yeah, they're trying to be. All right, now I heard, there's a rumor running around. You've got $5 racks here.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there, but yeah. So the $10 racks were big hits, and we're not going to do it again, but we got a lot of stuff. We were overstocked for quite some time, and the wife in there, Miss Elizabeth, has decided it has to go. So what we're doing is we're going to blow it out, $5, your choice, take it and get it out of here. We don't want to see it anymore. My stock room is getting thinner. It's getting better, but we still got stuff to go. So the $10 racks last week are now $5 this week. So
love it.
Take it and run with it.
All right. Now, you can shop online, shop on Razorback.com.
If you can't get to Fayetteville, and you can spell shop either way.
Oh, really?
SHOPPE or SHOP.
Oh, you got both of them. Look
I
at
got
you.
both kinds.
Look at you.
2 P's and an E and 1 P and no E. Shop on Razorback.com if you're down in Texarkana or Houston or Dallas or Fort Worth or anywhere in the contiguous 48 states, you can order from us, and we will ship it to you.
When you walk in the front door, you're overwhelmed. There's a lot of Razorback stuff in there, and you've got stuff.
It's 5,000 square feet.
And it is all Razorback stuff. My daughter was in there last weekend playing video games.
Yep.
You've got a Razorback video machine in there. Yep. You've got pool tables. You've got pool table covers. I'm literally, if you're a Razorback fan looking for something for the holidays, Robert's your guy.
If it's got a hog on it, I can get it. We'll stock it. And if you need something, like somebody was wanting a shirt for a sport, and I was like, dude, I can get them, but I got to go order 48 of them. So,
what's the I guess the gift for the hog fan this year? What's your choice? See,
the slobber hog stuff. The slobber hog stuff's been big. They put it back on the court, and we've got 4 or 5 shirts, and I've got more coming. But the slobber hog stuff is really big this year.
Let me ask you. You and I were in school at the same time.
Yes, we were.
I never noticed the slobbering hog when I was there.
The slobber hog originally started in Barnhill. It was also on the transit buses back when you and I went to school, and it was painted, and I don't know if it's still there, on the Weddington Bridge.
It is.
Is it still there?
Yep, still there.
That's the only places that hog was ever used, was Barnhill, and then it came over to Bud Walton when we opened in '93, and it was on the buses, which now they have the new hog. They don't have the slobber on it anymore, and the Weddington Bridge. That was about it.
That was it. I never noticed it. We were watching an old game from, I don't know, it was 91, 90, something like that. And, sure enough, there it is. It's right there on the floor, and it was, it was a Barnhill thing.
Yeah.
And
well,
you didn't
know how
see it
that
anywhere
started.
else.
I was told by somebody back when I worked in the athletic department that how that thing started was the physical plant, which they do all the maintenance on the buildings and painting and everything. They were charged with painting a hog at center court. Back then, you didn't have stencils and computers and all that kind of stuff. And this was Eddie Sutton days. So we're talking 1975 or so, or whenever it was in the early 70s. And that's the best they could come up with freehand.
All right.
That's what I was told.
And
Now I don't know if that's
it's
true.
It's become iconic, I guess. It's one of those things that when they brought it back, I didn't even realize it was gone. I mean, quite honestly, I didn't realize that it just sort of moved itself out. But we're going to be here for another hour. Robert's here at the Stadium Shop. He'll park your car. You can go shop, get ready for the game.
We're doing the buy one, get one half off on
There it
regular
is.
price clothing items as well.
I don't know what else you need. It's a game day. You've got buy one, get one free. You got a $5 rack.
But no, not free. Half off. You said buy one, get one
Did
free.
I? I'm sorry. Buy one, get one half off.
Yeah.
And a $5 rack.
Make sure I get that corrected.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have Jackie Mock it on that for you. And if you want to learn about the slobbering hog, Robert can fill you in.
I got all kinds of worthless information.
Colton and I'll be right back. We're here for another hour. Stadium Shop on Razorback, just down the street, getting you ready for the Bulldogs and the Razorbacks. Colton and I'll be right back. It's Arkansas Game Day.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is Arkansas Game Day. ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Big C, Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 I-540 in Fort Smith. The pre-Thanksgiving Black Friday sale going on again today. Tomorrow is the last day. You guys are open until 6 p.m. tonight. They've got all day to come by here, check out the vehicles. A lot of vehicles to choose from. Brent, tell us about, we got state sales tax. What else we got going on?
Yeah, like you said, we've got as low as 0% interest on new ones. State sales tax paid on over 300 pre-owned vehicles on the lot. And probably about 400 vehicles to choose from. So if you're in the market, if you have bad credit, good credit, come by, see us. We'll take care of you. Got 15 salespeople that are here ready to make a deal for you guys.
Come see Brent right now here at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. They always give you more for your trade as well if you're looking to do that.
Get ready for the biggest sporting event of the year in the Oklahoma area. Modern Gun Deer Season 2024 and Jelco Outdoors has everything you need to have a great hunt. Hunting clothing and boots, rifles, ammo, tree stands, ground blinds, cover sets, feeders, knives, rangefinders, and everything you need for all the family to have a great deer season. Jelco wishes all the hunters good luck and safe hunting from your friends at Jelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
November is the month for thankfulness, and all of us here at Crabtree RV Center in Alma are thankful for our loyal customers who voted us the best of the River Valley and the best of the best in 2024. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years. November is the month for thankfulness, and all of us here at Crabtree RV Center in Alma are thankful for our loyal customers who voted us the best of the River Valley and the best of the best in 2024. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
In the locker room, I think our kids are ready to bounce back and play Louisiana Tech, and they'll work hard, and we need to get bowl eligible. The kids understand that.
Visit their website at shoponrazorback.com with the largest selection of Razorback merchandise south of the North Pole. It doesn't get any more Razorback than the Stadium Shop.
Van Buren in trouble, hit from behind, ball's on the ground. There's a scramble for it. The Razorbacks say they have it. They do. They're ruling in a fumble, and it's Arkansas's ball.
Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
I got that wood.
Sawyer's, been in business since 1990, locally owned and operated.
Even if we turn the ball over, we have to do a better job of, responding, and whether that's on the sideline or next play mentality. So, that's something that we can do better. That
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Give me the Hogs, Chip.
It is Arkansas Game Day. We are live at the Stadium Shop where Robert is running a buy one, get the next one half off, and there are $5 racks inside on clothing items. I want to make sure that's 100% clear. Yes, sir. Have a great day, sir. We've got Razorback fans coming in and out. If you're coming up and down Razorback Road, hit your horn. Let us know you're listening. You can get in on the show, 877-367-6963. He is Colton Little. I am Zach Arns. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking you right up to the Learfield broadcast. Colton, you could have told me, I was messing around with the StreamYard stuff earlier. You could have told me that my photo of Rick Pitino in his white suit was my background. I just found that out, so we'll get rid of that for you. But we're here at the Stadium Shop having a good time, hanging out with Robert. We'll talk to him in just a little bit about what's going on here. He has very strong opinions on Arkansas football, basketball, and other things. So we'll pick his brain a little bit. I am right down the street from the parking lot across from Baum Stadium. The grills are going, Colton, and it's driving me nuts. Somebody is smoking something over there, and it smells really good.
That's the best part about game days is everybody, kind of getting close together as possible. The conglomerate smell of meats all together throughout the air, wafting in and out of the nose of every patron. Thank you. It's probably one of the greatest parts about game days is tailgating and the great scene behind it. And the Razorback fans, man, they really do it right. Hopefully everybody kind of takes that same enthusiasm into the game today. I hope the stadium is not. I'm not expecting it to be full, but I hope they got some fans turn out today to cheer on the Hogs. And what do you think they're cooking? Do you think it's hot dogs or burgers?
Well, I was going to ask you that. Is it sacrilege to eat pork on a game day, or is that what we're doing now? Because I know at one point that was not what you weren't supposed to eat pork on game days.
Yeah, I've recently seen people smoke whole hogs on game days. That seems even worse. That seems like it's going very, very far over the line. Personally, I'm a big hot dog guy. Now that is pork, but it's also everything else too. So I mean, really,
Colton, as somebody who worked in that industry for a little while, let me tell you, a hot dog, it ain't pork.
Oh, good.
It's a lot. Pork's in it. There's a lot of stuff in that. It's what's left over, and they just roll it together, jelly it up, and then you go. We're going to bring you up till the Learfield broadcast, and I just checked the line on Bet Saracen. It's 23.5. It's been bouncing around. I don't care. I think this is a game in which you should expect to cover, but I don't think it's necessarily the it's not necessarily the goal. I want to see them play clean, no turnovers, limit the penalties, and I talked to enough coaches about this. Play penalties of effort, that sort of stuff I can deal with. It's the false starts. It's the jumping off sides. It's the mental stuff that shows you're not engaged. Get rid of this team in the second quarter. Get some guys some time. And if you get up 4 scores, man, let it go. This is one of those games where it's a typical November game, and we all have, PTSD after the Liberty thing. Novembers have been historically tough under Sam Pittman. They were historically tough under Chad Morris. They were really bad under Bielema. They just seem to drop games in November. You can switch out the strength coach because he thought it was strength and conditioning. It's not that. It's execution. It's focus, that sort of thing. Hello, sir. How are you? This is a focus game for them. They're better than Louisiana Tech. Nobody's going to argue that point with me. This is a focus game. Being better doesn't mean you're always going to win, but if you're focused, locked in, and ready to go, get off to a fast start, this game should be over in the middle of the second quarter, and you should be able to play Malachi Singleton if you want to.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see some playing time, just for some guys to see the future, to see if there's any flashes of receivers that can create separation, of defensive backs that can, contest balls down the field and, make plays in the run game as well. I really like to see, some of those young guys get experience, because that's what this game is about. It's why you scheduled this game. It's, if you haven't gotten bowl eligible, it's to beat a cupcake team and get bowl eligible and, get some guys experience. And I think that the Razorbacks had the potential to do that today. But that, like you said, they have also shown in games like where they could have done this against UAB, where they've kind of kicked the can down the road and they went into halftime and you were like scratching your head thinking, are we about to get beat right now by UAB? And you don't want to have that same feeling today. The defense has showed up to play for almost every single game, sparing maybe Ole Miss. But that was when Ole Miss was hot, so you really can't do much about that. But I'm not worried so much about our defense as I am about our offense today. You're right. It's no false starts. It's no turnovers. One of the things that I absolutely hate, and this is a great fortune for us. The Razorbacks have fumbled the ball God knows how many times this year. Just fumbling the ball on the ground. Talon dropping the snap, a bad handoff, things like that. They've recovered, I think, more than they have actually given away. But that sets you back 5 yards, sets you back 6 yards. It gets you behind the sticks. And one thing I also want to see them to do today is get yards on first and second down. Move the ball down the field, continue to sustain drives. This offense, people are touting it as so great and spectacular because we've put up yards and yards and yards and yards. Okay, well, what's our red zone percentage? What's our points percentage? Are we scoring in those drives? No, because we don't have a kicker that we really have trusted all season long. And also, we can't trust our quarterback to make the accurate throws in that red zone. So you want to be able to use that running game, which they got away from last week, to continue to move the ball down the field, sustain the drives, milk that clock a little bit, and get out of there, get everybody healthy, and win the game.
Yeah, BE has called it an Admiral Akbar special. He's texted in at 877-377-6963. He says it's a trap. And these are the games where they have stubbed their toe in the past, and they have struggled to put teams like Louisiana Tech away. We saw one of those earlier this year with UAB, where they had to pull away in the fourth quarter. Derek and I go back and forth on the validity of bowl games and how important they are. The game itself is not important. It's an exhibition, especially if you're a 6-6 team or wherever you're going. What is important and what is vitally important is the evaluation period that you're going to get in those bowl practices. You get 15 extra practices. You can get your young guys some work. You can get guys that may be on the fence as to whether or not they're going to be here next year. You can give them a good look. And that's what's important about getting your 6th win, getting to a bowl game. The goal, the game itself is secondary. That's not, win or lose there. Yeah, they put it on your record. It's not that big a deal. But it's that evaluation period where you can have football activities in the month of December that is so vitally important. It's also important just for the perception of the program. You're coming off of 4-8. You don't want to be 5-7 and not going to a bowl game again. You want to be able to have that postseason trip. Postseason trips are fun. Yeah. Bowl games are fun. I've talked to Brett Good about this a number of times. Like, bowl games are fun. this is important for this program to take a step forward.
Bowl games are obviously very fun, and I mean, just not even from the perspective of a player or a coach. I mean, they're fun for a fan's perspective too. They tend to fall around the holidays when you're with your family, you're with your friends. Maybe you got off work, you get to enjoy them, you get to digest them a little bit easier. Bowl games are a spectacle, and they're supposed to be that way. And yes, you get that extra time to maybe look and evaluate your players at practice, and that's huge. But like you're talking about, that's a difference between maybe the Razorbacks. They get to they get to 6 wins, they get to 7 wins, they get to go to a good bowl. They had those months of practice, and maybe Malachi Singleton shows that, hey, next spring I'm going to be challenging Taylor Green for the starting position. And everyone knows that, and that becomes apparent. And maybe Singleton has to end up getting snaps in that bowl game because of that. It's things like that. It's does this linebacker, does maybe Bradley Shaw get a chance to go out there and flash in the bowl game? Kind of a backup reserve linebacker they've shown a little bit from the year, who was an incoming freshman, highly rated, came in early. You want to, like you said, you want to get guys like that experience. And then yes, the perception is, when Sam Pittman came in, his job was to get this team back to the baseline, get this team back to a respectable level. And I don't know if this is what everybody wants to hear, but a respectable level is going to a bowl game every year, is going to a bowl game what would be 4 out of 5 seasons here. And yes, we will count the first season when they had to play 2 extra SEC games. We can count that, I guess. But even if you don't, 3 out of 5 is a lot better than going 2-10 and whatever Bielema did the last couple of years of doing nothing. So Sam Pittman has done part of his job in that sense. Like you said, Zach, this season is an improvement upon last season's. Obviously now with 1 extra win from a record standpoint, but from an offensive production standpoint, the thing that's holding them back, obviously that consistency and that focus. But moving forward, those bowl practices, that opportunity for them, it does make the Razorbacks a more desirable place for transfers to go to. Transfers aren't going to want, transfers, and that's obviously how championship players and rosters are built now, is within the college ranks. It goes those guys from other schools. And so if they see Arkansas is playing in December, is playing in January, maybe later on in the future, that makes them more desirable. So that left tackle from Alabama comes over, that reserve linebacker from Georgia comes over, and your roster becomes automatically better. From a brand standpoint, you have to be playing in late December.
He's Colt Little. I'm Zach Arns. This is Arkansas Game Day. We're going to be here for about another 50 minutes getting you set for Louisiana Tech and Arkansas, taking place at 3 o'clock this afternoon. You can hear it right here beginning at noon with the Learfield pregame show. SEC Plus and ESPN Plus will have your television. Don't ask me how to get it because I don't know, and I can't help you in that regard. Maybe you can text Colton and he can help you out. When we come back, we're going to talk about some things going on around the league. We've got some games underway and some points on the board already. We'll talk about that. This is Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville and by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Arkansas Game Day.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Big C coming to you again from Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 I-540 Fort Smith. I'm here with Chad. Chad, it's another great day for people to save some money on a vehicle. Your used inventory is enormous. People need to come see it for themselves.
We always have a ton to choose from out here. We try to keep everything stocked, cars, vans, trucks, SUVs, whatever it is. And today we're doing state sales tax paid on all of our pre-owned inventory, so it's a great chance for somebody to come out if they've been waiting for a reason. The reason is now. We're taking care of your state sales tax for you on all the pre-owned vehicles. Got some great APRs on my new vehicles and some incentives. These vehicles are priced to move, so don't miss out.
Come see Chad right now. The pre-Thanksgiving Black Friday sale tomorrow is the last day. They're open until 6 p.m. tonight. 12 to 5 tomorrow. Come see them.
Waldron Wave Rural Connects. Internet is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you. This covers areas around Waldron, Bates, Winfield, Y City, and more. Check out your address online today. The best whole home solution of internet and phone, all from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
November is the month for thankfulness, and all of us here at Crabtree RV Center in Alma are thankful for our loyal customers who voted us the best of the River Valley and the best of the best in 2024. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years. November is the month for thankfulness, and all of us here at Crabtree RV Center in Alma are thankful for our loyal customers who voted us the best of the River Valley and the best of the best in 2024. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day.
Yours to throw from the gun. Pressure coming, and they get him back at the 42-yard line. How about Brad Spence?
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff.
It's a big deal to the state.
It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
It means something to the team. I mean, that'd be 4 out of 5, and it'd be a lot better than not.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Welcome to the pick.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
We are live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Going to talk to Robert Mann here in about 30 minutes. Colton Little, I got a text from a good buddy of mine, Hacker at Harrison, said you had some strong takes, and you're developing a little bit of a fan following. Congratulations.
God, I hope so. I hope not. Jesus. And I know, especially
and that's
about
the
Hacker,
proper response.
I don't want Hacker to be following things that I say. That's for sure.
That's 100% correct.
Yeah,
hey,
nobody
now,
does.
I'm an old TV guy. I started way back in TV, and I'm going to do something that I have been dying to do for years. We've got live scores. Miami up on Wake Forest 7-0 first quarter. How about that? Syracuse up on UConn, and Jacksonville State in a game of former 1AA teams. Jacksonville State leading Sam Houston State. That Indiana-Ohio State game just underway. Ohio State's got the football to start the ball game. That's obviously the game of the day is that Ohio State-Indiana game. I don't think that one's going to be overly close, but you never know. The game down in Mississippi, down in Florida between Mississippi and the Gators, that one's underway as well. That's probably the biggest game of the early window in the SEC. The game here today starts at 3 o'clock, ABC or SEC Plus, ESPN Plus with your television. We've got a bunch of stuff going on. Oh, my gosh, sir, what is this? Look at you. Now, I was just hang on, my camera's right here. I was just handed a bottle of Shiner holiday beer. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you, sir. Yeah, look, brewed with peaches and pecans and all natural flavor. Okay. All right. No, this will go down very, very nicely. Thank you, sir. Okay, I'm on it. Thank you, sir.
Nice.
See, Colton, this is what happens.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, we're working on it, but
peaches
yeah,
and
I think that
pecans?
yes, peaches and pecans, and you don't say pecans. That's not how you do it. That is proper pronunciation is pecan. So we'll take that one down a little bit later today. I'm looking forward to that. And you know what? He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He came in, handed that to me, walked in the stadium shop. That's where we are right now. Going to take advantage of all the. Now, have you been in the stadium shop?
No, I have not. I'm looking forward to going. I was going to swing by today, maybe see if I could get like a buy three, get a full box under the table type of deal. But yeah,
It looks like Big Red. It looks like Tusk threw up in there, man.
That's
It
awesome.
is
I can't
Razorback, floor to ceiling. It is, and what you have to understand about Robert is that Robert is like a fan from way back. There's really cool things in there. If you look hard enough, there's rims that cordless rip down. There's a Junior Soley jersey in there. Now, you have no idea who Junior Soley is, but he was a defensive lineman in the 90s. But it's the old flying hog uniform, game-worn, grass stains, whole thing. It is certainly worth the trip. Robert knows what he's doing.
the Razorbacks on the shoulders, those jerseys.
Yes, yeah.
God.
Now,
yeah. Ugh. But
now
I
was in the press conference. I was in the press conference the day that they unveiled those, and they had them on these mannequins, and they had like a drape over them, and we're in there. And they pulled the thing down, and there was an audible gasp. There was a when we first saw them because they were ugly, and they still are ugly. Now, over time, the view has softened a little bit on that, but they are absolutely hideous.
Were there not other teams that did similar designs around the same time, like Minnesota or something like that had just like the double block and that just looked just god awful? I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
Now they were Apex Jersey, the company that's no longer
right.
in business.
Okay.
They were Apex jerseys, and it was to commemorate the 100 years of Arkansas football, and they did it poorly. I got to be honest with you. And the team was bad that year. The team was terrible. So it was a confluence of 100 bad ideas. But if you've never been in here at the Stadium Shop, Robert keeps a lot of things in here, little memorabilia here and there, and you will never see the Texas logo right side up. He's got all the SEC helmets. The Texas helmet is upside down. Yeah, he is very anti-Texas. He hates Texas more than he likes Arkansas.
I know.
I'm willing to go out on a tree. Yeah, we'll talk about that. But he'll join us in about 30 minutes. Right now, he's out there directing traffic. We have an update. Wake Forest has scored pending the extra point, which is now good. So they're tied with Miami at 7-7. That's an overrated football team. I heard you were talking about Quinn Ewers earlier. He's overrated.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, he has no pocket presence whatsoever. When he feels pressure, he starts to curl up in the fetal position. Arkansas got 2 sacks last week by simply getting near him.
Yeah, and it doesn't really help the fact that he's not a very tall quarterback either as
not
well.
A big
so
guy.
He's not a very big guy as well, and I think that he just kind of has made a living from, like I said, making those quick decisions to just get the ball out of his hands so he doesn't have to get sacked and potentially curl up. But, yeah, your take on that Miami team, I do think they're a little bit overrated, and they have really survived some scares all season long. I'm wondering if maybe the magic kind of runs out here later on towards the season, or if they can just continue to parlay that. I see SMU up 7-0 on Virginia. SMU, sorry fans that were on the Lashley train to somehow, connive and get him here. He signed an extension and he's up right now, and they're whipping people in the ACC.
I want to give a shout out to my guy Landon. He's the guy that brought the Shiner holiday cheer by. Andy went in. He picked up something off the off the racks and walked out. So thank you, Landon. Really appreciate it. Yeah, and he paid for it, which is really the key to all of it. Yeah, very, very nice. I think there's some debate around teams like Miami. I think if Texas loses to Texas A&M or loses in the SEC title game, I don't think Texas gets in. I think you can look at their schedule and say who's their best win. Vanderbilt, Arkansas, those are their best wins. If they lose either one of the A&M or the SEC title game, you can make an argument that Texas shouldn't be in. But like you said earlier, brand names matter when it comes to the TV show that is the college football playoff. So I think Texas would get the benefit of the doubt in a situation where they were engaged with, say, a Mississippi. You'd take Texas over Mississippi every single time simply because it's a brand name. And that's the reality of what the college football playoff is. It's a TV show. Nobody wants to watch BYU and Boise State. They want to see Alabama. They want to see the Notre Dames. They want to see the big brand names.
And nobody wants to see Boise State versus Alabama either, like we've seen before, when it was Cincinnati versus Alabama or something like that. Those type of – when people ask to, maybe all those teams should be getting in with these 2 losses in these big conferences, they all should deserve a chance to compete. Well, no, they shouldn't, because at the end of the day, nobody wants to see, an 8-2 Tennessee team take on Boise State, because they're gonna kill them, because it's a totally different type of ball game and totally different type of thing. It's not like basketball where you have to put the ball in the hoop and there's a little bit of it's physicality, number one, and the conferences are built different and things like that. So it is a brand name, and that's really what matters. And there are some teams that are in the playoff picture right now that like Indiana's and Penn State, that right now they're have a game against Minnesota today at 2:30. And, Minnesota is not great or anything, but I'm not sold as Penn State being, one of the best teams in college football, because they too haven't played that many people. And when they haven't looked great either. So, there's TV is just basically going to be the end all say all of that. The schools with the biggest fan bases that have, the most viewers on their games are going to get their schools in the playoff more often than not. And that's unfortunately probably the best case scenario most of the time, because they end up being the best teams.
If you have 2 losses, you've lost your right to argue.
Yeah.
You get to be selected. 2 losses on your resume, you can't sit and argue with me about, well, you're better than this team, or you should be here, there. You've lost 2 games. You go into a pool of teams. Now, you talk about Penn State. Penn State's best win was a loss to Ohio State on their home field by 7. That's what they're hanging their hat on. I think Penn State's one of the 12 best teams in the country. I don't know that they're the 3rd best team in the country. I don't like the way the playoff is set up, where the top 4 teams get buys, but they're conference champions. It should be the top 4 teams get the bye, and then you reseed after that. I think the college football playoff will go a different route, probably within a year, maybe 2, when they see that this sort of thing isn't working. And let's be honest, this is run by 2 conferences, the Big Ten and the SEC, and they don't want the Big 12, the ACC, and or Boise State in the college football playoff. That's not something that they're interested in. They want their teams and their teams only. That Ole Miss Florida game is a little tighter than we thought it was going to be. It's zip. They got about 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. But hey, man, if Billy Napier can pull that thing off, do us all a favor. Get rid of Kiffin. I think that'd be awesome. We're going to talk about the game coming up here in just a second. This is Arkansas Game Day. We are live at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Come on by. If you're headed into town for the game, this is the best place to park. I am not kidding you. You will get in and get out of here in a hurry. It's the only way to do this when you go to a Razorback game. Colton and I'll be right back. On the other side, you are listening to Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville, and by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
ESPN 95.3 is live on location.
Big C again, coming to you from Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11, I-540 in Fort Smith. Man, I tell you what, Thanksgiving and the holidays coming up. If you're looking to save some money, the pre-Thanksgiving Black Friday sale going on right now at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. You can save hundreds and maybe thousands on state sales tax. Vehicles on the lot as low as $5,995. No payments for 90 days. They've got the best selection of new Buicks and GMCs if you're wanting to go that route. And make sure you check out the rebates and special financing that they are offering. Of course, you can go to harryrobinson.com and check it out online. But get by here, test drive these vehicles. If you're looking to trade, they always give you more for your trade. It's the pre-Thanksgiving Black Friday sale going on now through tomorrow.
It's the Christmas open house with a big 2-day sale at the Solid Rock. Friday and Saturday, the 22nd and 23rd. Enjoy the festive Christmas atmosphere and enjoy savings throughout the store. Select Caruso shirts for $12, women's devotionals for less than $8, and brand new personalized jewelry. Tons of door prizes and sales, and traditional wassail will be served. Come kick off the Christmas season at the Solid Rock. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th and Fort Smith, the Solid Rock, serving the River Valley for over 48 years.
At Arvest Bank, we believe in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to working with and supporting those who serve our communities. From the ones who are making a difference in big and small ways every day, to those who are helping create better tomorrows. We appreciate everything you do, and we're proud to work alongside you. Because every community deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank. We believe.
Hey, is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
Do you want to do something unconventional this holiday season? Hey, Ty Richardson for New Myers Rib Room and Beer Garden, where they are catering anything that they have on their menu at the Rib Room. Take advantage of incredible ribs, smoked wings, tamales, barbecue, and more. Call them at 479-494-7427. Stop in and see Joe, Linda, and their entire team at 424 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. The New Myers wish you a very happy Thanksgiving.
Missing or broken teeth? Sharp Smiles wants you to start chewing again with dental implants. Scared of the dentist? Sharp Smiles will help you overcome your fear. Big dental problems? Sharp Smiles Modern Dentistry and Implants is your answer to your dental needs and services, where your smile is top priority. Get the smile you have always wanted from the friendly faces at Sharp Smiles. 2600 Market Trace, Suite B, off Jenny Lind across from Harps. For more information, visit the website at sharpsmilesdds.com or call 648-9988.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day.
Green gives to Jackson, coming right side. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Start every Saturday with Arkansas Game Day 5 hours before kickoff.
It's a big deal to the state.
It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
I think there's pressure every week to play good football. I still believe we have a really good football team, and if we play up to our standards, we can play with anybody in the country.
This is Arkansas Game Day.
Zach Arns, Colton Little with you for about another 30 minutes. Going to take you right up to the Learfield broadcast and get you set for Louisiana Tech and Arkansas at 3 o'clock at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Colton, it is a party now.
Big time.
Kenny and Elkins is here.
Oh, nice.
Kenny and Elkins has arrived, and DQ's mom is here.
Oh.
They just walked in the door, so I was talking with them during the break, getting some of the band secrets, learning that they had to show up for 7:45 this morning for their pregame practice and all the other things. So if you want to hear the fart story in person, Kenny's inside. Now's the time to come. If you're looking to park and get ready for the Razorback game, Robert's 1,000% correct. This is the place to do it. In and out, it is the easiest thing in the world, and it's worth every dime. I did it last weekend. Trust me. Pull in. We're right next to Baum Stadium. You pull in. Robert and his staff will take care of you. They park your car, and then when you come out, It is super simple. It's the only way to live. I promise you. Promise you. All right, Colt. Let's talk about this. We got a couple minutes here before we talk to Robert. Let's walk through this. I expect Arkansas to win the game by 4 touchdowns or more. The question is, how are they going to get there? I think this defense, Louisiana Tech can't score. I mean, that's a fact. Their defense isn't bad, but it's not a bad defense for a Sun Belt team or a Coosa team or a team that is just not not a non-SEC team. They've got a decent rushing defense, but I think Arkansas will be able to move the ball up and down the field. I think it's going to be a slow death. I think it's going to be death by 1,000 paper cuts. I don't think Arkansas is going to hit them over the top because I don't think Louisiana Tech is going to let them. They play a lot of 3 deep. They're going to keep everything in front of them, rally and tackle. So Arkansas has to be patient. And that goes back to what we were talking about when we started the show, which is Talon Green has got to be a pocket quarterback today. The running around stuff, that's natural instinct to him. If I'm Louisiana Tech, I keep him in the pocket, make him dink and dunk, and I'm waiting for him to make a mistake. Talon Green has to be patient today, and he's got to be smart. That's you do those things, everything else falls in line, and they win the game pretty easily. If Talon starts freelancing and freewheeling and doing the things that make you grab your hair, what's left of your hair and pull it out, then things get a little dicey. But we'll see. There goes Kenny and Elkins and DQ's mom. Y'all have a great weekend. Have a great week. Go Hogs. They're on their way out now, heading for the stadium, and there are a lot of people starting to fill up around here, Cole. But that to get back to the game, I think that's where. If Arkansas is patient, doesn't turn the football over, they're going to win the game by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, in order to dink it, in order to also dunk it, you have to be able to, get separation like you talked about earlier from your receivers. And in order to, see that separation, Talon has to have time. So it's not just on number 10 back there. I'd like to see the offensive line today, keep Talon very clean. I don't want to see his jersey have any grass stains on it at the end of the game unless he's slid down or something like that, or he's, diving into the end zone or something. I don't really want to see him get dirty. I don't want to see him get sacked at all. And for our wide receivers today, the only guy wide open shouldn't just be Andrew Armstrong. I know that Luke Haas is open. Well, he needs to get the ball today as well. You want to say Satania gets some catches in rhythm. Days like today would be a good day to get Courtney Brown a touchdown, get Courtney Brown a catch or two, or CJ Brown, to just make him feel a little bit better about maybe some, the mishap last week. But young players like that, in order to do that, you got to be able to, like you said, give them that death by 1,000 cuts, take control of the game. They do have a decent run defense, but like you said, it's against a Sun Belt offense or a Coosa offense, and so they're not going to really quite have the same amount of impact as they would against different teams like that. But the Razorbacks should be able to run through them today. Like to see Jaquindon Jackson and Rashad Dubinion get a lot of carries and continue to run through the tackles, between the tackles, and really just, kind of overpower this Louisiana Tech team. And hopefully that your defense came to play like they have all year, and you give all the fans and all the, the excitement that's starting to, palpitate right there around the stadium shop. Zach, you give that a reason to, overflow and explode today in Razorback Stadium.
I agree with everything you said. Like this is one of those games. It's a mental game for them.
Yeah.
You're better than they are, 1 through 88. I mean, that's not in dispute. You're better than they are. And maybe the only area that they're better than you is their punter. He's from Australia, and our guy Peter in Australia, absolutely. He said he's not one of the kicking Fletchers, so he's fine.
Good.
You got to be patient. You can't make mistakes. This is a game that tests sort of what your mental capacity is from a mental toughness standpoint. No false starts, no stupid penalties. It's last play, next play. You've got to move on. If they get one, hey man, they get scholarships too. It happens. But you've got to be able to flush it and get ready to go on the next play. I'd like to see some pressure from the front four without having to blitz. This has been something that I've been banging on for years. Look, if you can't get pressure on a quarterback with 3 or 4, you've got problems. If you have to send 5 or 6 or 7, you leave your back end exposed, which Arkansas's back end has been exposed. The safeties in the corners. It's been suspect at times. I don't know that Louisiana Tech can take advantage of it, but you have to be able to get home with your blitzes. Landon Jackson, look, man, this is your game. This is a game that you should be able to play really well in, and not necessarily sacks, but pressure. Get the quarterback off his spot, make him throw before he wants to, and you should be okay. And run the football. These things are very, very basic and sound simple, but sometimes you kind of get your ego gets in the way and you want to throw it deep on every play. You want to try and throw it down the sidelines, try and outthink yourself. Sometimes you just line up and run it right at them. And that's where I think Arkansas is today.
It's not a Jimmy. It's not an X's and O's game like it would be against Tennessee's and LSU's of the world, where you have to really scheme and be tactitious about it. This is a Jimmy's and Joe's game. You want to be able to line up and just overpower the man in front of you. And I think that the Razorbacks obviously had the potential to do that today. One of the things I think that we touched on earlier, Zach, is they can't turn the ball over. And I think that no fumbles, no giveaways, no bad throws into double coverage and things like that. And one of the things that I think has held this offense back for years, and this is going, from Briles to Petrino, is that there is no rhythm to sometimes what they do. It's very stagnant at times. They'll get to the middle of the field, they'll get to the 30-yard line and just fizzle out. So finishing drives today, I know that, we don't want to hang our hat on that UAPB game back in August, but, you had 10 drives that game and you went 10 for 10 on touchdowns. You want to be able to continue. We've seen you be able to execute and finish drives, even though it was against a low-level competition. This is once again low-level competition. So your ability to execute and finish drives should be on display today. And so even if you potentially can't get into, the end zone every time, well, maybe that's a good chance to give your kicker, who needs more confidence, as much confidence as you can get, to maybe knock down 2 or 3 field goals while you're up. And the Razorbacks just have to continuously put themselves in good positions today. You have to start aggressive, start fast, like you said, get pressure. We only have one Landon Jackson, and that's unfortunate. Every other SEC team, it seems like, has Landon Jackson, and then Landon Jackson plus, and Landon Jackson plus, and freshman Landon Jackson. So it's really unfortunate that we don't quite have that same depth on the defensive line. Not to say the defensive line hasn't been probably one of the stronger units on that front this year, on that side of the ball this year, but you're right, getting pressure today to allow your linebackers to, make tackles in front of them, make plays in the passing game, and to be able to, get a couple picks in the here and there. Like you said, it doesn't have to be a sack every time. A hurry, a pressure is just as good as a sack if it means that the quarterback is doing the opposite of what he wants to do.
3:05 to go in the first quarter. Indiana leads Ohio State 7-0. They took the opening kickoff, went 8 minutes and put the ball in the end zone. They lead Ohio State in Columbus. We're going to talk to Robert Mann when we that's exactly what Arkansas needs to do. 8-minute drives. You'll win a lot of games doing that. We're going to talk to Robert Mann in just a second about what's going on here at the Stadium Shop and beyond. Remember, he's here during basketball season too, and he is a huge Razorback basketball fan. He's happy to tell you all about the artifacts that he's collected over time, including a bunch of signed basketballs in there, which he will eventually give to me one of these days. We'll talk to Robert in just a second. It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Arkansas Game Day, sponsored by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
And by
Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
Arkansas Game Day.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Have you been searching for a luxury dealership experience unlike any other? Come to Land Rover Little Rock in Little Rock, Arkansas, and discover why we're known as classy, top-tier, easy, and honest. Whether you want to upgrade your ride to a new Range Rover Velar, or you're in the market for a used vehicle of another make, you won't regret visiting our Little Rock, Arkansas Land Rover dealership for all your automotive needs. Can't make it in? Check us out online at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
Hanging with Danny Cobb at American Welding Laboratories. Danny, tell us about the school.
Well, Tommy, we're going on 3 years in operation. We teach all aspects of welding, from stick welding all the way to combination pipe.
So how's the job market these days?
Job market's wide open, whether you want to stay local or hit the road. As a licensed institution, we have access to many grants, including the GI Bill now.
Great. How do we get started?
Come by 4400 South 16th, take a tour, talk to our instructors.
It's American Welding Laboratories. Find out more at theweldinglab.com.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. The merger of two good companies brings together strengths to make one great company. Regerson is now Sharp Equipment. Even though it will no longer have Joe, Jesse, or Sheila as they go off on another adventure, the foundation they have laid is now a strong asset along with Sharp Equipment to complement its offerings to their great customers. Sharp Equipment would like to thank the Taylors and look forward to continuing to serve the River Valley and beyond. Stop in at 5608 Wheeler Avenue and see what all Sharp Equipment has to offer.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3001 0 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Welcome back to Arkansas Game Day. It's Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. Arkansas Game Day is also presented by Sawyer's, everything for outside the house.
Down the seam, got a man, complete, 10-5, touchdown Arkansas, Luke has. Zone read, give to Jackson at the goal line, touchdown Arkansas. Green, gonna throw off play action, got a man open down around the goal line, complete, touchdown Arkansas.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Arkansas Game Day.
Colton Little, Zach Arns, one last time here from the Stadium Shop on Razorback, and Robert and I were just sitting here talking about, it's gotten very warm here. DQ's here, and the boy in the well has made it out, so a very exciting day. This is the boy in the well.
Okay.
This is who DQ hits with the hose when he doesn't behave.
Okay.
But we just had the 11:45 train go by. It's starting to get busy down here.
It's getting very busy down here. Traffic's backed up again. It looks like starting to back up. So
yeah, we've got folks shopping inside and a lot going on.
Well,
inside.
they heard you talking about the big sale, so they're trying to bust a move to get down here.
Still trying to figure out what a $5 rack is, but
okay, so it's a sale racks. And there's clothing items on the sale racks. There's also Musselman bobbleheads back there.
Really?
Yes.
Life size? Actual size?
Yeah, the 6-inch ones. Yeah, exactly. And there's the let's see, we got coffee. We got all kinds of stuff on the sale racks. If it's on the sale rack, it's $5 today. $5.
That's good.
You can get a lot of Razorback stuff for $5 today.
Yeah, get yourself ready. It's going to be a beautiful day today. 66 degrees, sun's out.
Yep.
DQ is
the
here,
wind is
blowing
picked
the
up.
wells here. What else do you want? Kenny was here regaling patrons inside with the fart story. It's a big day here at the stadium.
Yeah,
Shop.
I don't think I want to hear that story.
Yeah,
I'll
do.
pass on that.
Yeah,
one.
you really do. You need to at some point. But you've got the widest selection of Razorback material south of the North Pole.
Yes, and we even had Texas people in here last week spending money. So, I mean, it is. And I love that saying that it's the largest Razorback selection south of the North Pole, and it started as a joke, and it's just become reality.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So we had. Can I tell you them about the story I told you about the La Tech parent that was
Absolutely.
in here? Apparently, they love Landon Jackson. There's one of my guys from Tulsa right there. He's one of my big and tall shoppers. Love that guy. Anyway, so these La Tech parents were in here, and they were saying that everybody on the team just loves Landon Jackson. So you may see one of those moments where the opposite team is going, "Hey man, can I get your autograph?"
Now,
and they are very excited to play.
Yeah,
here.
you were saying that they're excited to play over in Razorback Stadium.
Yeah, they all looking forward to playing in the big house is what they called it, the
Wow.
big house.
Okay, so you'll get a team that's certainly engaged and ready to go. And
They're looking forward to playing here.
They're still fighting for bowl eligibility. They're 4-6 coming in, and they've got this and then a game next week. And let's get into it. You're a big Razorback fan. You've seen this for decades. What do you expect
Thanks,
today?
decades.
Well,
Yeah,
I didn't say 50 years.
Here's what I think. I hope they're not sleepwalking, because, like I just said, they're motivated. La Tech is motivated to be here. Now that'll probably last about 2 minutes, because, as Mike Tyson once put it, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the nose.
That's right.
So hopefully Arkansas will win. Take care of business. Defense looked really strong last week. I'd like to see a shutout. I like to see us pitch a shutout
let's not get
today.
greedy.
Well, I want to be greedy. I want to be greedy.
Well, how about just a win first?
I want to see backup players get some action today. I want to see the starters sit down, because next week's going to matter.
Next week is going to matter a lot.
Next
a place
week's
where you've had
important.
very, very little success.
And we want to win today and put this one behind us, and then focus on next week.
All right, put a number on it. Where are you going?
Now, which game, today or
today? I don't care about next week.
36-0.
Wow, really?
36-3.
Oh, you're going to give them the field
They
goal.
may get a field goal.
Do they get the field goal to break up the no hitter at the end?
I don't know.
It's 36-0. They hit a field goal with 1:19 left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, Colton.
You say so.
Put a number on this for me.
I was going to say around that same kind of range, but I was going to say 38-13. I was going to give them a couple field goals and a touchdown just later on in the game, as we might have some of our inexperienced players back in there. We might let one up. How are they going to get 36, Robert? Are we going to miss PAT? Are we going to score a 2-point conversion? I'm interested in that.
I don't know, safety.
Safety.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Safety.
Yeah,
I
34-0.
like
You get the
that. I like
safety.
that.
Okay.
I like that.
All right.
Yeah, we score every way. Get a field goal, get a safety. Well, we can't score every way. Never mind.
We're talking about a team in La Tech that put up 12 points last week against Western Kentucky. They're going to struggle to score a lot. I don't think they're going to get past 10. This one feels 45-10. Something like that.
Right.
I don't think it'll be particularly competitive. I think it will be a game that will be over at halftime, and as Robert said, we're going to see some backup players get some action, and that's something that going into you get bowl eligible, you get your young guys a look, and you find out who's going to be on your team moving forward.
Well, you got to remember when we used to do the pick'ems, how bad was I?
You were terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah, really, really like super bad. You were one of the worst at it.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, craps is my game. Game picking is not.
Not your thing. So,
No.
all right. So, tell us you got the buy one, get the second clothing item half
Equal
off.
lesser value for half price, and that does include ball caps. So if you want a hat, you can get a hat.
Now I wore my
jerseys, Nike jerseys.
I got the Nike baseball hat from you, and I got a question about that. They're still in there, correct?
Which one?
The Nike Game Day hat
for baseball?
Yes.
They come in February. We're sold out right now.
Sold out.
All the baseball stuff will hit about the first part of February.
Okay. That's I've gotten many compliments, and I actually had somebody offer to buy it from me, but my head's
Well,
too
the one
big.
you're wearing is from the game. That's an old one.
Yeah,
We've
this
had
is
that
an old
for a
one.
while.
Now I wore my other one earlier
Right.
this week when Ruskin said that I became a shill. But DQ had shamed me for wearing my USA hockey jersey, so I went full shill.
I've got a Sammy Hagar hockey jersey.
Really?
I need to show you that. Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty cool.
All right. So now, if you want to come in and get a tour of all the memorabilia, you've got a bunch. Just if
You heard you
look,
talking about that
look
95
here and
jersey.
there, it's around.
I've got that 95 jersey in there.
Yeah, I was telling
Junior Solis jersey.
Yeah, I was telling Colton about that one. It's still got the grass stains on it.
Yeah, and I've got several yearbooks from like the late 1800s and the early 1900s.
Oh, that's right. You brought those out to me. Yeah, I've got some from the late 20s and 30s.
Yeah,
it's like viewing a time capsule.
I even have on display in there right now. There's a bowl program, and people look at it and go, "What's the deal with that program?" Well, that was the '64 bowl that we went undefeated. It was against Nebraska. So I've got a program from that game.
Oh wow.
From '64. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of stuff in here. And Robert is one of the biggest Razorback fans I know. He's been.
And I do hate Texas. You are correct.
Now, do you hate Texas more than you like Arkansas?
I've only rooted for Texas once in my life.
When was that?
They played Miami back when they were a bunch of punks.
Oh, in the Cotton Bowl?
In a bowl.
Ooh, that didn't go well.
And Miami ran out early and started a fight in the tunnel before the game even started. And I said, okay, I can't root for these.
Yeah, that game didn't go very well.
No, so I actually, usually if it's Texas playing somebody else I don't like, I just root for the Tornado. But in that case, Miami ticked me off. So
okay. All right, Colton. As always, man, it's been a blast to do this with you, Colton. Then yes, go ahead.
The $5 sale is going to run all weekend.
All weekend,
today and tomorrow,
or until supplies run out.
Yeah, until the racks are empty. Please take it. I don't want to count it.
Now you got your dad out here parking cars.
That's my father-in-law.
Oh, that's your father-in-law. You got your father-in-law out here parking cars. Does he work for you today, or is it the other way around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Answer's yes.
Okay. Good deal.
No, that's Elizabeth's dad. Marine.
Yeah, he's no, he didn't bring his Mustang with him today.
No, he didn't bring the Mustang.
Yeah, that's a little disappointing. I was kind of looking
66.
forward to that. Yeah,
He bought it.
Beautiful.
It's a California special. He bought it. Good Lord, new I think off the lot.
Yep. Yeah, that's what he was telling me. All right, so if you're looking for a place to park, this is the place to be. If you're looking for Razorback Christmas gifts, you're looking for stuff for today, this is the place to be, the Stadium Shop on Razorback. We're just down the street from Reynolds Razorback Stadium, where they're going to kick it off in a little bit. We're going to hand it over to the Learfield pregame guys. They will get you set for game day. Colton, as always, man, a blast.
Yes, sir. Hey, Zach, Indiana just got a goal line stop. They got the ball back. It's second quarter now.
Wow.
Big time.
Wow.
Excited to watch that one. Excited to watch everything else. Zach, appreciate you, man.
Upset alert.
Might be one of those days in college football. Hey, appreciate you listening, everybody texting and calling in. Arkansas and Louisiana Tech coming up in about 3 hours. This has been Arkansas Game Day on ESPN Arkansas.